Hey fam, welcome to Solo Sunday Stories. This is episode 3. This episode is a little bit different because it is not a solo story. However, it is a story from one of my previous vacations that I took with a friend. This is about a time where I was in a city and my body was basically screaming for me to leave that city. So it started with a vacation to Paris for Christmas, and then we went to London for New Year's, and we planned to just do like 24, 36 hours in Amsterdam on the last leg of our trip, and then we went to go home. So that morning in London, after New Year's, of course, my friend wasn't feeling well because we were partying the night before, and we were going to stay in London, but we did not. But we already booked the Eurostar, so it was a slower travel day. So my friend said that she would be comfortable getting on the train because at least we weren't flying. So we get on the train, and by the time we got to Amsterdam, she felt a little bit better. We checked in our hotel, and then everything seemed to be fine. I noticed once we got into the hotel that my phone wasn't working anymore. Every time I go on vacation, I make sure I get an international data plan added to my line, but it wasn't working. So I called my father because we're on the same line, and I was just telling him, like, I can't call out, so can you check with our provider to see what was happening? So he calls. I forgot to pay the bill. So, he pays the bill, and the tech support people say to just restart the phone. So I work in tech, and I know how to support a device. So of course I'm restarting the phone, airplane mode, restarting network settings, doing all of that. It still wasn't working. So we were like in an area where everything was, so I wasn't too concerned. So the plan was that we would do two tours in the evening, to get everything condensed in one. We were going to do a tour of the red light district and then get all the history of Amsterdam. And then in the evening time, we were going to do a canal tour just to ride around in the boat and see all the lights after the holidays. So that morning we got up and we were, trying all the cafes, eating food, doing all of those things. And then, of course, the phone's still not working. So we were like, okay, let's go drop all of our bags that we had from the morning time to get ready for our afternoon or like early evening tour. So again, I'm still trying to restart my phone. It's still not working. It was working, the entire duration of my trip, but it just wasn't working in Amsterdam. But I looked up, everything that I needed to look up in our hotel because I was still connected to Wi-Fi. So me assuming that the walk is like 8 minutes, that we can survive getting 8 minutes to our tour guide. Boy, was I wrong. We got outside. We got to, I want to say, 2 minutes away from where we were supposed to be, and the map stopped loading. I was assuming that because it loaded that it would still work offline. That was not the case. So we're walking around in circles now, trying to figure out whether or not we need to go down a side street or we needed to go into the square. So we were just trying to figure that out. And then my friend couldn't pull up this information because I was the one who booked the tour. So now we're just like roaming in this square, trying to figure out like which direction does it say with whatever is like the little bit of the map and information that was actually still loading on my phone. So we finally go in the square to just like stop and try to recoup because I was getting frustrated. And then the tour guide walked up to us, verified my name, introduced himself, and then we started the tour. I was going to end it there because I was already like flustered at this point, but we decided to continue the tour. So we're walking down the walkway from the square that we were in, and it was fine for a time, but we just like noticed that the tour guide, his voice started to elevate very loudly during the tour, and it's just us two and him. So that was a little bit odd, but we still continued to go on the tour. At this point, I started to feel a little bit off and anxious during this time, but I'm just trying to ignore it because I'm like, maybe I just have the jitters from me being frustrated that we were like semi lost and couldn't find where we needed to meet the tour guide. But we continued on, and we ended up near the canal, and again his voice was projecting even louder. And I understand we were outdoors and he potentially was just trying to ensure that we heard him, but it just kept making us feel like even more so like I have our senses even more heightened. Again, me and my friend, we're just like walking with the tour, and we're not looking at each other, we're paying attention to the tour guide. She finally leans over to me and says she doesn't feel good and that this whole situation feels weird. And I said, yeah, it does. I don't think we should, stay on this tour. We agreed. So she told the tour guide, like, I'm not feeling well. And he was very courteous to say that, he'll refund. And I'm like, no, you took your time out this evening to come and show us around, and give us the history of Amsterdam. So absolutely not. Thank you for your time. And like, we still felt really, really anxious and off at this point. So we ended up staying outside. I didn't feel like we should. There was no direct danger. It was just the elevation of his voice, as if he was trying to bring attention to himself. Or alternatively, he could have just been obviously projecting his voice so that we can hear him, so that he can, provide us the details that he was, telling us about Amsterdam. So again, feeling weird, looking at that situation a little bit like closely, as if, it could have been something nefarious. So we decided to stay outside, stay, near the lights, stay near the people, not to go back to our hotel immediately. So that if we were feeling some type of danger that we couldn't pinpoint, that we didn't want to lead anyone or anything, to our hotel. So we were out for a little bit, and then we ended up going back to our hotel. And of course my phone connects back when we get to the hotel. So I'm like, cool. We get in the elevator, I put my key card in, I press my floor, and it skipped, the elevator skips our floor. We end up on, I think, like maybe 3 or 4 floors above where we were supposed to be. And when the doors opened, it ended up being the front desk lady. She was a black woman that checked us in I want to say the night before. And she, she pauses. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, the elevator skipped our floor, so we step off. Listen, we're in Amsterdam. We obviously did some gardening, so we were potentially thinking like, okay, maybe we're just paranoid because of that, just like spaced out because of that. But either way, we were just going to go back to the hotel room to chill. We step off. We're like, you can take this elevator. She says no. Obviously, either she's catching a vibe from us, or she just doesn't want us to roam in the hotel, which is, a possibility. So she waits. The other elevator closes. She waits for the next elevator. She puts the key card in. She presses our floor because obviously she still knows where we're staying. And we get in the elevator. We go down. So we're like, isn't that weird to, that the elevator is not working? And obviously we see this lady, and then she stops, and now she's ushering us into the elevator to ensure that we got to our floor, and I'm like, we're adults, but obviously as an employee, she probably wouldn't want us roaming anyway. And that's how we kind of looked at it, but it could have gone anyway. So we go into the room. We're still feeling very anxious. Like, it's not like we've got away from that tour guide and now that like everything is coming down. It starts to amplified. I can feel it radiating through my body. I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, we canceled the tour. We didn't do the tour we canceled this tour. I'm going to cancel our night tour. And I just like give him the rundown of everything. So I get off the phone with him. I'm still trying to keep it together. And I fail at this. I fail keeping it together because if you've ever experienced like a full body, like energy radiation, like radiating through your body, like if you ever felt angry and you can feel the anger through your body, that was the equivalent. But I was feeling like my body was saying something is wrong. You need to leave. Like this. And that was the feeling that we got in the alleyway when we were going to doing the tour. So it was just like our bodies were yelling that we needed to leave. We needed to move from that place. But back in our hotel room, it was not subsiding at all. So me feeling that, I was like, we need to leave because my body is saying it. And, saying we need to end the tour is one thing, but I still feel like we needed to leave. And she was like, no, it's fine. But I'm like, no, like my body is literally it's yelling at me and I can't calm down. So I start hysterically crying. This is not me. I am a level-headed person. I am the person that coordinates vacations, and I know I'm the person who run downs and does all the things. I am the type A friend during vacations that I keep us on track. And I've never experienced this for myself on any of my vacations until this point. So I'm crying, hysterically crying. I was like, we need to leave. And then I get up from the desk, and I automatically also, when I am in hotel rooms, I put my luggage in front of the door as a door jamb, because this is before I actually purchased physical door jambs for that purpose. I put my luggage in front of the door. So I get up and I'm still crying. I sit in front of the door next to the luggage as if I'm going to put myself between the room and the door. I was using my body as like a barrier. And I was like, this is crazy. Because what is going on? I'm still crying. I'm like, we need to go. I'm using my body as a barricade. And my friend's trying to calm me down. And then at some point she was like, wait, you're not like this? This is not something that you do on vacations. You are the level-headed friend. I am not going to ignore that you are getting whatever you're getting that is telling you that we need to leave. So we packed them bags. Whatever we took out them bags, we put them in. We went downstairs. I didn't check out because obviously checkout was going to be the next. I didn't check out. We went to the concierge, asked for a taxi to the airport, and we got in that airport. We got in that cab. Of course, before we left, I called my dad on FaceTime, and I'm like, we're actually leaving Amsterdam. We're going to come home because I don't know what's going on, and I'll explain it to you later, but like, I don't feel safe. I don't know what's going on, but we're leaving. We're in a taxi. She calls her mom. She's like, we're leaving Amsterdam. The further we got from the city center and our hotel, the more calm I got. And the closer, as closely as we were getting, as close as we were getting to the airport, my anxiety or whatever was radiating through my body subsided. So we get into the airport, and if you've been in Europe, sometimes there's windows to purchase tickets, because obviously we didn't purchase a ticket because we literally got in the hotel room. I want to say all of that transpired, and I want to say 30 to 45 minutes or less before we got into the hotel room and then got to the airport. Like, it was in less than an hour we were gone. We're in the airport. We're trying to figure out what was going on. I'm still getting weird vibes in the airport, but I'm not as anxious as I was. But as we were in the airport about to purchase the ticket, my friend catches a vibe, and she was like, I don't want to actually go to the window to purchase this ticket. Let's purchase it off the phone. So of course we connected the Wi-Fi. We purchased tickets. Well, we're looking up tickets, and tickets home were like $3,000. And I'm like, I'm not able to foot $3,000 right now because I know I feel anxious, but $3,000 is a lot. So I was like, let's just fly back to London. I treat London like home. London literally feels like home to me. I treat it like New York City. It is a happy place for me. It is a homey feeling place. So it's identical for me. So I'm like, let's just fly back to London. We find a flight to London, $500 each, $1,000. We book it. It is the last flight out. So we go to British Airways. We get on the last flight. It was great because at least it's late, so no security, long security lines or anything like that. We just sitting there in the airport. We board. We are still trying to wrap our head around like what was going on. So basically, we board the plane. I have 2 phones, but my extra phone had a chip from Paris, so I couldn't use it. So I just turned both my phones on airplane mode, and like we were off. I'm still trying to, I guess, release whatever adrenaline or like feelings that I was having. As soon as we landed in London, we decided to go upstairs. This is like 11:30 at night that we finally got back to London. So, or like 11:45. So I know we didn't get to our hotel until like after midnight. So I'm like, we're in the airport. Let's go upstairs to see whether or not we can go to one of the desks and get a ticket. We go upstairs. Obviously, it's closed because it's late at night. I'm like, girl, I don't know why you thought this was the city that never sleeps, because this is not New York. So we go up there, see that, all the desks are empty. She's like, let me go use the bathroom. I'm like, cool. So I go sit down on the bench. I'm watching the little robot roll around. And as I sit and I'm relaxing and she's in the bathroom, I get a text message from our airline for our flight the very next morning. And it said that our flight was canceled and it wouldn't be able to be rebooked for 3 days. So I start crying again. I'm bawling at this point. So she finally comes out the bathroom and she's like, what is wrong? And I was like, bro, our flight was canceled. I'm crying. She grabs her phone out of her purse because obviously she left the bags with me. She looks at it. She's like, what the hell is going on? So now I'm like, bro, if we didn't leave Amsterdam, we would have been stuck in Amsterdam. I didn't know whether or not it was an airline issue, if it was an airport issue, if it was just like bad weather and we would have just actually been stuck in Amsterdam. I did not know. I did not look. I was no good. I was no more good. I was no more good in that airport terminal. So I wiped my tears. I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, like we finally got to London and our flight from Amsterdam was canceled. Thank God we flew back to London because we would be in Amsterdam for 3 additional days that we didn't need to be in Amsterdam. I'm just sitting here. I'm flabbergasted. She's flabbergasted. But while I'm talking to him, she's calling the airline because obviously it's late at night. If we were sleeping in our hotel room back in Amsterdam, we wouldn't have got that text message until either one of us got up in the middle of the night or once we got up the next morning. So she calls, she tells the person, like, we flew back to London. So can y'all please book us a flight from London back to New York City for tomorrow as we were scheduled, because waiting 3 days is unacceptable. She gets us squared away, and we get a new flight. Some of this trip is very woo-woo, and I don't want to get into it because that's a whole, I don't want anyone sitting there saying to themselves that it's crazy. But when she got the new flight number, like the actual flight number, was a number that she got in a dream months before this vacation, that said that something was going to happen on a vacation. That would, like, the premise of the dream was that something was going to happen while she was traveling, and that number was associated with it. So I'm sitting here like, what are the odds? Like what are the odds of you dreaming about a vacation? I mean, you dreaming about something going on during a trip, being told this in your dream, and then getting these numbers, and then the numbers end up being our flight number. So I'm from a family where my grandmother, God rest her soul, was in tune. She knew things before they happened and all of those types of things. So I'm just sitting there like, this is crazy. So we go to our hotel room, and we are still anxious because not only are we anxious from the whole ordeal in Amsterdam and needing to pick up and leave and feeling this out of body, or full body, excuse me, feeling that we were in danger. And we get there, we check in, and again, bags in front of the door because it's just the whole process. And we couldn't sleep. So we were sleeping one at a time. So basically I said, girl, I can't sleep. I'm gonna call my dad. So she went to sleep. So I just had a conversation with my pops, because obviously I think it was the weekend, or maybe it was like Monday, but the time difference. So I was just on the phone with my dad while he was at work, and I'm like, Dad, I can't sleep. I can't concentrate. I can't even relax. And that was that. And I was up for hours, and she slept. I was watching TV, the news, whatever I could. And then by the time she woke up from her nap, I would go to sleep, and we were just watching over each other because we did not know what the hell was going on. And that was the craziest experience ever for me, because I haven't been on a trip where I ever felt unsafe. I always keep my head on swivel, which, you should always do that, but it just was an experience that, after traveling for over a decade, closer to 2, that was the first time I ever felt unsafe. I felt like I was in danger. And the problem with this whole situation is because the whole problem with this situation is that there was no tangible danger. If you go on a vacation and if you lose something, or somebody pushes you, or you're robbed, or you get into an altercation, you have something tangible that your brain can process on that level as to what was going on. For us, it was just like full intuition, full body, full vibes, that we actually trusted ourselves and the way we felt in those moments, even though we did not have any clear signs of danger. We just felt it in our body, in our bones, and we just like dipped. It would, like, no questions. Like, it was a delay, obviously, because we were thinking, okay, maybe it's the gardening, maybe, but the way everything began to line up, and again, like I said, this whole there's other woo-woo parts of this story that I didn't want to get into. If you guys want to hear about that, I'll do a separate shorter video. But it was one of those situations where we were getting signs throughout the entire vacation, but there was no direct correlation. So there was no way to say, okay, this is what this sign is about. And so we just continued the vacation as it was, hoping that whatever we were trying to be told would come to fruition. And in this case, it just came from a full body experience for us to move and leave. And then we got confirmation when she got the new flight and saw the numbers. And like this whole experience it's so crazy, and like the feeling is unexplainable, and like the dreams and the signs during the ones before the trip, the ones during the trip were just like, they were so, it was just so wild. But in saying all of this, my main objective to sharing this story was to tell everyone that sometimes you're not overreacting, sometimes you're not being paranoid, sometimes things are just not explainable, and this is something that is in your gut, and your gut is telling you that something is wrong or something is out of the norm. And I just want to tell everyone, like, listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. But also, if you ever get into a situation where, again, like me or like us, you don't have a tangible danger that you're able to see, trust yourself and remove yourself from that situation until you feel safe, because your safety is more important than anyone's comfort. If you have to, like I said before in episode 2, if you have to dead a conversation or remove yourself from an event that you're at because you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, you have to do it. And there's this whole premise that I was told, or like this whole story that I was told growing up, that your intuition is basically your superpower and you need to listen to it. And sometimes we don't, because we just feel like maybe we are overreacting, or we're tripping. And it's like, an example is, if you know that, or you think that, like, there's a glass at the end of the table, and you have a feeling that you should move it because it's gonna fall and break, and then you don't, and then it does fall and break, and you're just like, I should have listened to my first mind. That was how I felt during this vacation, and I was very happy, and I was proud of us for us to have just felt it, listened to all the signs that we got prior to that, and decided not to ignore it. And even though we were delayed for a time to just like calm down, we reacted and we were in motion very quickly. So I want to say, you're not crazy, you're not overreacting, you're not paranoid. If your gut is saying something to you, listen to it always. Male, female, whomever, listen to your gut and move according to that. And just next time your body says something to you, listen. I kept this story obviously to myself because it was a lot of spiritual elements, a lot of dream elements, a lot of being told from the universe that something was going to happen, that I felt like it was it was very personal because it was something that was happening to me. But I wanted to tell this because this is a situation where I did not have, again, like I said before, I did not have a tangible piece of a person or thing that was causing me to feel like I was in danger. But I left, and I left off my feeling, not anything else. Not like I had a bad vacation, so I just want to end it now. We ended that vacation and we extracted ourselves from that situation and we went home. and the signs came as that last, decision was made to change our flight. And then when we got home, like, we were able to obviously think it through. But yeah, that one was a weird one. And like I said before, if you guys want me to talk about the other elements that led up to that incident in Amsterdam, I'll absolutely do that. But thank you again for listening to episode 3. I will see you guys next Sunday. And if this resonated with you, or you think that somebody else needs to hear it, please share it with them. Please like and comment down below. And I will see you next Sunday. I am going to discuss the travel items that I bring for safety and my tech items, and then like a bunch of other items. So I will see you guys next Sunday. I hope you guys have a great evening.